Hi, Coach. Charles Hamaker here with Circling Seattle Sports. Just first of all, are you able to provide any sort of update on Aneta Teralova?
Yeah, she's still day to day, trying to get her back in time for the next game, and then from there she'll be a national team player. So hopefully, hopefully she gets back for her sake, so that she can get to that. But for us, she's a big piece to our team. What a nice player. We want her back.
And to follow that up, just can you speak to the excitement of today's game? Obviously, important points on the line here, but there's some history being made today. Just from your vantage point, what's today going to be like?
Well, it's amazing. Just for me, playing this rink as a junior and to see this iconic building revitalized, not torn down like we do with so many other venues. It's amazing to walk in. I came in here with the WNBA storm in July, and just to see the energy in this building and then know that's the kind of energy we're going to have here tonight from our fans is just, it's amazing. It's hard to, I'm glad I got to see it in Vancouver first, and that was emotional. And tonight I think it's going to be emotional again to see how much excitement there is for our sport.
Thank you. Hi, Coach. Erica Ayala with Black Rosie Media. I wanted to take you back to Vancouver. I believe you used the term kind of self-inflicted wounds when it came to that game. It gets to overtime. That's a pretty high-octane offense, or at least that looks like how they want to play in Vancouver. What did you like about what you saw from the team, and what are you hoping to build on today, this afternoon?
Well, it's funny. We had 6 practices, and I like the things we accomplish in practice and exhibition, but then it comes to the live, real deal. There's some things I like, but for the most part, we're still building our identity. And you can see that we revert back to some things that are new, right? And we go backwards sometimes. And I kind of equated it to Matrix. When Neo's on the building there, and you're like, everyone's like, he's gonna make the jump, he's gonna make the jump. We're gonna be perfect tonight. We've had 6 practices, right? We didn't make the jump, right? But for us, it's not how we start, it's how we finish. And that's what we're building every day. It's just these little nuances to our identity of how we want to play, and it's coming every day, and it's exciting in practice, but then you got to put it into live action and see how much sticks, and then you go back to the drawing board and see where you stuck and build from there, right?
And following up on that, when it comes to, knock on some wood here, barring any injury, but are you the type of coach that you want to kind of keep your lines and D pairs together and have that established? Is it maybe considering how the team or even the opponent is playing at any given time?
Ideally, you like to build chemistry, but it's a period by period, game by game, how they go through. You're right, injuries can change things up. You look at the back end, and now all of a sudden you have to juggle things around, and partners, even within the game, we juggle a little bit of the back end as well. And it's just, we're learning how everyone responds, right? And that's, for us, you like to have the chemistry, but it's momentum. If someone's really going in a game, you might move them from this spot to that spot and just see if you can spark something in a line. So ideally chemistry, but it's results driven.
Hey, Megan from O'Rourke Seattle. Coach Steve, I just want to know, as we get ready to probably walk into a record-setting filled arena, how is the team ready and prepared to be at home in front of this crowd?
Well, for us, it's the relying on the Knights, the Carpenters that have been in these big games to kind of set that tone and just make sure everyone's breathing in that room. Like, it's easy to, I thought in Vancouver, I thought we got better as the game went on in that third period. I think we controlled the play in the third, mainly because they probably started to hit the wall from that excitement, that energy that builds in the first. Eventually it gets your legs somewhere. And come that third period, I thought we really held a lot of the action, just couldn't hold on at the very end.
Hi, I'm Ava from Sound of Hockey. My question that we kind of talked about preseason about how your big thing is connection between the coach and the players, and then eventually, I mean today, between the players and the fans. How's that connection coming along between coaches and players, and how do you think that connection will be built? What's that going to look like today on the ice?
Yeah, so far the connection's been amazing. Our team of people, I've mentioned before, Megan started from a standpoint of character, and that room is it's got an immense amount of character, like 1 through 26. And that connection starts to build. Our staff started to build our connection together, and then it builds out into the team. and just our conversations that we have, the team building. We had a great Monday, I believe it was. We did a little amazing race down here in Seattle, and those are those moments that you start to get to know each other and see how they react away from the rink, and start to build those bonds, whether it's team to team or like as coaches, we were in different stations, so you get to see how they react and how they interact with them. So that's where it starts. Like Minnesota's 2 years ahead of us on that. I know they've had some changeover, but for us, it takes time. And really it's looking at that long-term picture of how that's gonna be, not today, not tomorrow, after Christmas. How are we starting to gel? How are we starting to come together? And for us, it's really about arriving on time for players. That's the real big goal.
And then the connection between the players and the fans today, how do you see that happening?
Well, just to see the authenticity of those players today, and the way we've been working and communicating and connecting, just the energy they're going to see on the ice. And again, just their enthusiasm to being here, to being in Seattle. Like every day, we have a little rating system of how everyone comes in, just so we know where they're at. And for me, it's been a real positive. Pretty much every day, people are really coming in on a high, and we do a 1 to 4, and they're in that 3 range all the time. And I think a lot of it has to do with their teammates, but also just being in Seattle. This city's got just a great energy to it, and I think they thrive off that and build off that every day.
Coach Glenn from Davy Jones locker room. I want to build off of what you just said. I know you care about the whole person, not just the hockey player, so I'm sure you've told them to embrace this moment, to remember it, but what have you talked to them about balancing remembering and embracing the moment with the fact that there's still a hockey game to win?
Well, Megan has a great quote, and I butcher it every time, but like, you're only as prepared as what you've prepared for, right? In the moment of truth, and she's got it way better with the person credited for it, but that's what we're building towards right now, is trying to get our foundation in place, and we're hoping to see it for 60 minutes, but we didn't see it for 60 minutes in Vancouver, and we know every time we get a little bit closer to that, that's where we're heading in the right direction. So today, again, we just take it shift by shift, period by period, and just build from there. And we walk away, hopefully with our win. If not, we just, again, go back to the drawing board, what stuck, what didn't, and we just keep building. And that's the patience level. That was kind of my point with the matrix, is that, yeah, I thought we were going to be perfect. That's just the enthusiasm as the coach, right? But we're not going to be perfect. It's going to take us some time. But what I want to see from the group today is the energy and the excitement that they play with, and then we'll continue to build on the systems and identity and stuff. But just to come out, enjoy the day, and put everything on the line. And that's what this group has done so far in practice. I've asked a lot of them. We've pushed hard, and that's what I want the crowd to see, is just how hard we've been working, and it's translating to the ice.
But you talk specifically about the transition from this day isn't like any other day your team will experience this year, enjoying it and then forgetting it.
Yeah. Well, we've talked about it yesterday, of just, again, enjoy the day, but there's a hockey game to be played, right? And that's where the breathing comes in, okay? It's gonna be exciting, warm-up's gonna be energetic. Now you got to come back off, get reset, breathe again. Then we got to get through all the ceremony stuff, breathe, reset. And the big thing really for me is short shifts. If we're short shifts, we won't burn those legs. Get that puck in, set up the next line, and then hopefully from there you settle into just playing hockey. But we got to get through the first 5-10 minutes tonight and see how it goes from there.
Alicia Crane, Converge Media. Your first game was an away game up in Vancouver, obviously, and a bunch of fans came. I mean, people showed up for that. What was that like for you as the coach, to be able to kind of look out into the arena, into the Coliseum, and see the sea of teal?
Well, I can't lie, I didn't see it.
Yeah, I did you see it?
But you could feel it. You could feel it, and then even afterwards, when friends and family were up top, you could still see some Torrent jerseys on, and some different swag that was up there, so you could feel that afterwards. But in there that night, I think everyone was just cheering. Like, it was just so energetic in that building, which I'm expecting the same tonight and even better here with Climate Pledge.
I'm Brian Partington, Gloves Seattle. Just a question about coaching philosophy and sort of playing to the score. In the Vancouver game, we saw the Golden Knights come back a few times, and some turnovers in the neutral zone on breakouts that they kind of counter-punched on. Just in general philosophy, do you like it when your team plays with just consistent aggression, or are you looking for them to be more cautious in certain situations, like with a lead?
No, aware. That's the only difference. I think the game has changed. You used to sit back, but with the rules, the speed, the skill, you cannot sit back. You sit back, you're gonna lose hockey, and you can be up by 5-6 goals if you sit back. We see it at every level that they're coming. For me, it's about being the 3 words I use with our group: direct, physical, fast. We don't want to change that, and that caught us. That caught us in the 3rd period for the last goal. Is we didn't stay direct and we didn't stay physical. And a lot of people would look at that saying that it broke down in the D zone, it broke down in the forecheck. We didn't go up and get direct on that D. We gave her time to make a play, and they came down and got in our zone and tired out that line and scored, tying the game up, right? So those are the moments that we're trying to see, and we have them. We have them from one player, maybe not the next yet, and that's what we just continue to build, is that identity of being very direct for us and physical.
And just to follow up with your opponent tonight, the Frost, what do you see from them on the ice in their current incarnation, and is there any difference in the game plan going up against them compared to Vancouver?
Well, we got some footage on them. Really, we didn't have any footage on Vancouver. We just played exhibition when we rolled lines and whatnot. But what we've seen from Minnesota is a very fast team, a very well-coached team. I think a confident team. To win back-to-back championships, you have some swagger, right? And they've done it from a different spot. They've done it from 4th spot. So I think they believe that they can do anything, right? So for us, they're very fast. We're gonna have to make sure we're on top all over the place, kind of killing that speed all over the ice and go from there. But watching them versus our tape, you can see a lot more structure early on, where they've had 2 years of building that identity of who they want. They probably drafted those type of players they want. We know what we drafted, and we want to continue to build on that, but it's just going to take some time for us.
Any final questions? Yeah, do one more, it's fine.
Yeah, Patty with Gloves Off Seattle. I just wonder if you had a conversation with Emily Zumwickle tonight, playing against her sister, if there's going to be any. I mean, of course, there's going to be huge rivalry there, but did you have a conversation with her?
No, Zum's not in the lineup tonight, so hopefully at some point that happens for the family. I'm sure they're here and probably here watching the game, being able to have a Thanksgiving with both siblings. But no, until that day happens, then we'll address it. But I know I never had to play against my brother, played with them, and I'm not sure if I would have on the right side of that one.